Good morning, everybody. Lisa here from Spirit Connections. I had a little bit of a mess up. I thought today was Tuesday and yesterday was Tuesday, so I'm here with your Tarot Wednesday instead of Tarot Tuesday video this week. I decided to use my Legend. I'm still learning how to use my webcam, so I don't know how far away I can go from it, things like that. So I'm using my Legend of the Arthurian Tarot deck this morning. So we're just going to ask my guides to step in here, and we're going to see who needs to hear what that watches this video today, or for the rest of the week, or for the rest of the time that it's up on YouTube. Because you never know. Don't be afraid to go back through all the old videos and check out some of the things. All right, let's try this again. The people who are watching this video, what do they need to know? General energies for the people who will see this video. General energies for the people who will see this video. He didn't fit right. Okay, there we go. So, I really feel like so many people are at odds. The first card I pulled up here is the Queen of Swords, and she's come up in the inverse position. I absolutely love this deck. I love the artwork on it. It's just absolutely fabulous. And what I'm kind of feeling is that there are a lot of people. Now, this has come up a queen. Queens are generally women. But what I'm feeling is not just women, but anybody with feminine energy at all. Whether that's, a male who's gay and identifies more with female energy, whether that's a transgender, male to female, anybody who has female energy. I am feeling that they are incredibly overwhelmed with the energy that Mother Earth is putting out. Don't feel that you have to do everything all at once. Don't feel that you are missing out on anything. If you need to take time for you because of ascension symptoms, then do it. Because if you can't get back into your heart-centered space and can't find your balance, then the whole purpose of ascension is really defeated, because the whole purpose of it is for us to learn to live from a heart-centered space rather than solely from our mind, rather than solely from logic. We've lost so many of our emotions in this life because we are taught that having emotions is weakness, when it's not. It's actually the exact opposite. It is a sign of strength. It is our strength, having emotions. And so when you feel extra sensitive, when you feel, kind of like life is a little overwhelming, because it really can be. Even I have those moments, and I've worked really hard to keep myself balanced. And it's okay to take that time for you. Maybe you made those plans to go out with your friends this Friday night, but Friday night comes around and you just aren't feeling it. Instead of forcing yourself to go out and not have a good time, find something that you want to do. Whether that's stay in and read a book or have a nice hot bath, or maybe that's share a meal with someone that's close to you, or, maybe you just need to go for a drive and turn the music up really loud and just enjoy. I know I do that myself a lot. Sometimes you just need to get out of your own head. Maybe you need to spend a night in meditation. Maybe you need to find a class instead of going out to the bar drinking or whatever. There's so many things that you can do that are self-care, and really it just boils down to what you feel is right for you in that moment. And sometimes we do overcommit ourselves, and we really need to not do that. The next card I pulled up here is the Seven of Spears, or Wands, as it corresponds to. And it's come up here in the inverse position. And what I'm kind of feeling right now is that we all know that this is a time that humanity is being tested. And it's really sad, but I'm not so sure that we're passing that test. We have so much to give as souls in these human bodies. We have so much to offer. But because the system is the way it is, we live our lives so much in fear and so worried about what other people are going to think that we forget that we are just amazing creatures. And I really want to share that with everyone, to just be you. And whether that means, just because mom wants you to be a doctor and you want to be a dancer, then maybe you should be that dancer. Believe in yourself enough to do what it is that you want to do. The next card I pulled up again is the inverse page of spears. So the inverse page of wands. And again, I'm really feeling like people are just feeling overwhelmed with their day-to-day lives, and that they're concerned that it's never going to change. Here's the thing. You're only one decision away from a completely different life. What if you've been thinking for months now, I want to go back to school? You can manifest that happening. You can take small steps. Even if you think you're broke, believe it or not, if you are careful, you can definitely figure it out. You might be working a full-time job and hating every moment of it and feeling like you're broke constantly. But here's my thing, because I feel like this sometimes too. I'm human. As much as I love my spiritual journey, as much as I teach what I teach, I'm still human. And I still have moments where I'm like, why did you do this to me, universe? It's not the universe's fault. It's mine. It's my thinking, my decisions, my choices that make my life what it is. And I happen to have a pretty damn good life. I may not have an overflowing bank account. I may not have, fancy cars or fancy things, but I have a pretty good life. I have a roof over my head. I generally don't have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. I don't have to worry about my bills being paid. I don't have to worry. And yet, because of the way we are raised and the way we are programmed from the time we were small children, we still worry. And that is my big task right now, is to learn to not worry about where things are coming from or how they're going to manifest. I just need to know that they are. I just need to know that what I want and what I believe and what is going to happen is going to happen. So instead of worrying, put all that energy that you put into worrying, that we all put into worrying, do your best to try and change your thinking. So today, instead of going, I'm so worried about how I'm going to pay this bill, say to the universe, this bill is paid. I know you have my back. This bill is paid. You have my back. And then you set aside $5. $5 a week. That's all it takes to start a savings plan. Seriously. I'm a Canadian. I'm a Tim Hortons addict, just like the rest of you. But sometimes you have to really think about your priorities. They're really pushing this one through me again today. So I really feel like we all need to really start thinking about our priorities. We should be our number one priority. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a fine line between keeping yourself a priority and being selfish. And when we have families and we have children and things like that, we still have to think of them clearly. And there's a fine line between being irresponsible and being responsible. There is a line. There is within reason. There is, I know life is hard. Man, I've been through it all. If anybody's read my bio on any of my social media, you will know I've been through it. And it's not easy to pull yourself out of it. It's not easy to pull yourself out of that mentality of lack, that mentality of depression, anxiety, in my case, alcoholism. It's not easy to pull yourself out of years of programmed abuse. But you are the only one who can make that choice, whether you choose to get out of that bad marriage, whether you choose to stop that drinking or stop that drug, or to get help for your depression, to get help for your anxiety, to find coping mechanisms. I read a story this week that really resonated with me. Sorry, I'm antsy. My one guide is antsy, and I'm moving around here in my chair. Or actually, I'm on my couch. I read a story this week, and it really resonated with me. A person was telling a story. It was a Reddit story. You find those posts where people have shared all these stories on Reddit. So whether it's true story or not, it still resonated with me. This person remembered a time from when they were 7 years old, when their mother's best friend was murdered. And the mother spent so much time sad and depressed because of losing this friend. And this 7-year-old, and this kid, when he was 7 years old, he remembered learning in school about coping mechanisms, about how to learn how to cope with life. And he walked with his mother one day when she was going to go for a jog, and he said to her, "I learned in school today about coping mechanisms, and I feel like you don't have any today because you're so sad ever since your friend died." And the mother took that advice to heart from her 7-year-old child. So sometimes, and turned her life around, sorry. So sometimes we can get advice from some of the most unexpected places. And it's just a matter of learning the lesson and seeing the beauty and the light within a situation rather than looking at all of the negative things. It is so important to look at the beauty and look at the light and look at the good things in life. It's just the small little joys, the small joys. And I really want everyone to really look at the decisions and look at how you're thinking about yourself. You can be your own worst enemy at times. We all can be. I do it to myself too occasionally. Oh, you can't do that. You're not so smart. You're not so good at that. And then I remember that, yes, I am. I came here to do big things, and I will do big things, and I am doing big things. Even if one person gets joy and comfort out of this reading today, that for me, I've done my job. The last card that I've got here is the King of Shields. And shields correspond to coins. And what I'm seeing is that we still have that potential to really make something of where we're going and what we're doing with this world. We just really all have to wake up and pay attention and find ways to fight back against the system. If our entire country, and I'm Canadian, if our entire country decided not to pay taxes, even for a few months, if we all decided not to pay our hydro bills, if we all decided to just boycott the system, even for a few months, yes, it would collapse. Yes, there would be problems. But you know what? In the end, we'd probably all come back better, stronger, happier, healthier human beings for it. Just a thought, just my thought. I would give anything at this point to see some huge change. And I, by myself, do not know how to affect that change other than to keep spreading love and to just keep trying to be a better person and try to teach other people to be better people. On that note, my new Etsy shop is open for readings, and I'm going to be adding some other products slowly over the next few weeks, possibly a few months, depending on how things go for me the next little while. I I'm going to leave all the information in the video description below. I really, truly appreciate everyone for watching today. And I know this was a bit of a lengthy video, but I really got pushed to kind of push this message out to you. So I really hope that someone takes comfort from knowing that we do have hope as humanity, and we do have hope as people moving forward in our lives on a daily basis. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Namaste.